Hello, my darlings. Mother Raven here. Please, come in. Please sit down, make yourself comfy. Have some of the snacks. I have a very interesting true story for you about a Ouija board. Now, Mother Raven does not recommend the use, as it can lead to some disastrous results. However, it can also change your mind. The following story is by MordrnFlo, and the title, 15 years ago, my view of the afterlife changed forever. It was 2002. I was a sophomore in high school. It was a rainy weekend, and I decided to invite 4 friends over to my house to hang out. My parents were gone for the day. My one friend, David, thought it would be cool to bring over a Ouija board. It was an older board he'd got from his grandmother's place after she had passed away 6 months earlier. He claimed that this would be the first time he had used it. My friends and I had always been intrigued by paranormal things, so we all agreed to play with it. None of us had ever used one before, but we all had a general sense of how they worked from watching horror movies. In those films, there was always at least one skeptical friend laughing it off and joking around about it. In our situation, we had one of those friends. His name was Drew. But we wanted to take this seriously, so we left Drew on the sidelines as an observer. The remaining 4 of us would each play an important role. Taking this as seriously as we could, we looked up online the safest way to use the thing. We lit 5 white candles around the room, which, by the way, was in my basement, but it was converted into a guest room. The candles illuminated the room just enough for us to see each other and the board itself. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but looking out that single window in the guest room, it seemed dark, with the rain coming down. We were ready to begin. Drew was sitting off to the side against the wall, out of our way, but still making jokes about this whole ordeal. David was seated on a couch to the left of me, who was going to be asking the questions. Mark was seated in a chair to the right of me, ready to write down the questions and answers on a notepad, letter by letter, as the planchette hopefully moved. Then there was Melanie, seated across from me on the other side of the Ouija board. We would be the 2 people with our fingertips on the planchette. Before we began, Mark read a protection prayer. None of us were really that religious, but we thought it wouldn't hurt. He began, "In the name of God, Jesus Christ, the great brotherhood of light, the archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Ariel, please protect us from the forces of evil during this session. Let there be nothing but light surrounding this board and its participants, and let us only communicate with powers and entities of light. Protect us, protect this house, the people in this house, and let there be only light and nothing but light. Amen." One other thing I should point out. Melanie and I were seated on the floor, just far enough away on either side of the board so that neither of us could see what letters the planchette was landing on. That's why we had Mark seated in a chair to the side, next to the board, so he could peer over and write down where it landed each time. We did this because Drew kept saying how Ouija boards are fake and it's just people's subconscious mind moving it to where they want to go, or that one of us is just messing with everyone else. Confident we had this set up in the best possible way, David asked the first question. Melanie and I's fingertips were just barely touching the planchette, our eyesight too far away to see where the board would take us. What you're about to read is the exact transcript from that night. Question: Are there any spirits present? Answer: Yes. Question: Do any of you wish to communicate? Answer: Yes. Question: How many of you are there? Answer: 3. Are there only 3? Answer: G, J, Y, no. Will one step forward to talk, please? And what is your name? Answer: Junine. Question: Is your name Junine? Answer: Yes. Question: Where are you from? Answer: 6 West and Nave. Junine, how old are you? Answer: 6. Question: Are you 6 years old, Junine? Answer: Yes. Question: Junine, what town and state do you live in? Answer: I don't remember. It's okay, Junine. How are you? Answer: IRGRIP. What does that mean, Junine? What Mama said. Junine, what year were you born? Answer: 24. Junine, what is your last name? Answer: Smithson. Question: Junine, have you been to school? Answer: My mom taught us. Junine, do you have any brothers or sisters? Answer: 2 brothers. Question: Junine, are your brothers with you? Answer: George is in heaven. Roger is here, too. Junine, how old is Roger? Answer: 4. Junine, how old is George? Answer: 67. Question: Was George 67 when he died? Answer: Yes. Junine, where are you and Roger right now? Answer: With Dad. Junine, are you also with your mom? Answer: No. Junine, where is your mom? Answer: Home with George. Junine, why aren't you home with your mother and George? Answer: We got lost in the woods. The planchette then bolted to goodbye, and the session was over. Everyone completely stunned. I looked over at Drew. Forget this, he said, and left the room. The rest of us remained. Mark read the answers back to us. Not once did we feel any negativity in the room. It felt just like an honest conversation we were having with a little girl. We tried researching the answers Junine gave us, but we couldn't find anything on the internet. We never went to the local library to search further. Maybe I'll do that one of these days. That experience made me a believer. There is no explanation in my mind as to how any of us could have rigged it, subconsciously or not. Thanks for letting me share. Well, my darlings, I hope you enjoyed this little tale. And I am very curious. Do you have any experiences that made you a believer? Have you ever played with a Ouija board? Come on, you can tell Mother Raven. And I will see you next time, my darlings. So quoth this raven.